Okay, picture this. You're out on the open sea, blue water everywhere, just you and your fishing boat. When suddenly, a massive cruise ship appears on the horizon. Sounds like the start of a wild movie, right? But what actually happens if a little fishing boat collides with one of those floating cities? Let's break it down. First off, cruise ships are gigantic. I mean, these things are longer than 3 football fields and weigh over 100,000 tons. Compare that to a fishing boat, which, let's be honest, is basically a toy next to these giants. If the two collide, the laws of physics don't pull any punches. For the cruise ship, it's like running over a speed bump at sea. The ship might feel a tiny shudder, maybe a vibration, but it's barely a scratch on its thick steel hull. The real risk isn't to the cruise liner. It's to the much smaller fishing boat, and more importantly, the people on board. A direct hit could easily capsize a fishing boat, cause it to sink, or even tear it apart. The impact is dangerous and potentially deadly, especially if it happens at night or in bad weather when visibility is low. That's why shipping lanes and navigation rules are so important. So how does this even happen? Well, it's usually a case of miscommunication, faulty radar, or just not paying attention. Cruise ships have strict rules and tons of technology to avoid accidents. Radar, sonar, and crew members on constant lookout. But sometimes, small boats slip through the cracks, especially if they are not broadcasting their position or ignoring right-of-way rules. If an accident does happen, both vessels are required to stop and help. Cruise ships have lifeboats, medics, and emergency teams to respond ASAP. Local coast guards also jump into action. The priority? Get everyone to safety fast. Now you might be wondering, would the cruise ship be damaged at all? Well, maybe a dent or some scraped paint, but nothing that would risk the ship or its passengers. For the fishing boat, it's a different story. Insurance claims, Coast Guard investigations, and a whole lot of explaining, especially if the fishing crew wasn't following the rules. Here's the wild part. These incidents are rare but not unheard of. Every year, a handful of small boats get a little too close for comfort. The best way to stay safe, if you're out at sea, keep your distance from the giants, use your radio, and always keep an eye out. So next time you see a cruise ship on the horizon, remember? It's not just a fancy vacation spot. It's a moving fortress, and you definitely don't want to play bumper boats with it. If you like this deep dive, hit subscribe for more surprising what-ifs about the world around you. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.